On a cold night like this one, homeless shelters obviously fill up fast, and that includes all of the places for vulnerable young adults who are trying to turn their lives around. The Hope Street Shelter in Minneapolis, just one of the many who deal with this challenge this time of year. Here's Sammy.
You're such a good boy.
That warm, fuzzy feeling
Yeah, hi.
is certainly treasured this time of year.
Legs out.
For 21-year-old M. Lucier, she only recently started feeling this kind of peace.
So how long have you been at Hope Street?
Almost 2 months.
She's been staying at this Catholic Charities emergency homeless shelter, the largest in the state for young adults 18 to 24.
Even just having a safe place to be, you don't realize how much it relaxes you.
Oh, that's a good boy.
Today, they're getting a visit from North Star Therapy Animals.
You know, dogs don't judge you. They don't care about your life situation.
There's also resources for jobs, housing, and counseling services.
We are always full, so Hope Street has 30 beds and we never have a bed open.
Hannah Fernald is the program director at Hope Street.
Many youth, again, are just coming out of situations that have been extremely stressful and or coming out of a foster situation.
Their goal is to stabilize their lives before helping them find housing. But there's uncertainty in funding that could help people like Ed.
The HUD funding is really something that will either have more opportunity to house or it's going to really shrink the availability.
Recently, the Trump administration proposed a deep cut to permanent supportive housing. 4,000 people in Minnesota alone will lose housing. That's according to the National Alliance to End Homelessness.
Is going to affect both the people who are living in our housing, but also the people who are being assisted through our shelter and transition programs to get them to stability.
Jamie Verbrugge, president and CEO of Catholic Charities, says this has been just one piece of a Jenga block tower that adds to the uncertainty of lives for people like M, who have already had to navigate a scare with SNAP and cuts in other social services.
Did treatment before here, and I've been here for almost 2 months. Things are starting to shape up. I've got plans.
She spent years couch surfing to escape an unstable home life.
Actually, I got a housing referral this week, so I'm going to tour the apartment I'm going to be getting later today. But I wouldn't have been able to do that without staying here for a while.
But finally,
Hi.
she has that warm feeling.
There's some ear scratches. Do you like those?
Once again.
Certainly a lot of resources there at that particular shelter. They just wish they could help more people. Catholic Charities will have their annual Giving Tree fundraiser at Mall of America, where you can stop by and pick up a shopping list for those in need. Jana?
And it's really interesting and such helpful information for our viewers who I know are so generous. You know, Em mentioned something that's the critical piece to understand in all of this, I think, Sammy, right? It's that middle step. They mentioned because they were able to be in shelter for 2 months, they got on their feet enough to be able to afford an apartment.
Exactly. Yeah, this is a really critical time because these individuals, 18 to 24, first of all, they're still developing. They're making life decisions for the very first time, and a lot of them could use that extra help to just stabilize their lives.
Right, to be able to save up to do that. Sammy, thank you so much for the reminder. We appreciate it.